Hey everybody, hi. This is Trevor and Shirley, and we thought we'd go over kind of the structure of the talk that I gave on Friday night that was given in Cornwall at the Ramada, and it was in honor of the Sexual Assault Prevention Committee, the group SAS in Cornwall, who does such great work to prevent and help victims of sexual assault, of which there are 6 to 7 or more per month just in Cornwall. So it's really a big problem, and an indication, that there's inequality in our society. Hey, Trev? Yeah, he says it's a very sad thing, and he's not happy about it at all. So what I had spoken about was that I started out by saying, my name is Shirley Jones, and, although I'm not named after Shirley Jones, the very famous actress, I'm super proud to have my name back, and I've only had it back for about almost 3 years now. Hey, Trevor, please, get a grip. Get a grip, you're not helping me. I have to give him kind of the look. And but the thing that we have in common, Shirley Jones and I, is that we absolutely adore animals. In fact, when she started out her career, it was launched because she made a huge decision, and that decision was based on her passion for animals. So she was born, kind of like with a golden spoon in her mouth, but in the sense that she was extremely talented, and she was extremely loved and cherished and nurtured and supported. Her mom was just crazy about her and gave her every single advantage that she could think of. So she had dancing lessons and singing lessons, everything that she ever wanted, she got it. So when she decided she wanted to become a veterinarian. Everybody supported her, and then she went to, she was registered to go to school in the fall of her 18th year, and her aunt asked her to come and visit her in New York City, so she did, and her aunt surprised her by saying, let's just pop in here and see if you could just try out for this Broadway performance. And so she went along with this, and she went, and the audition, she just opened her mouth, she started singing, and Rodgers and Hammerstein hired her right there on the spot, made her an offer. And so she went home, and she thought about it, and she realized that at the heart of her wanting to be a veterinarian was this love for animals, and she realized intuitively that she could do far, far more good for animals by becoming a performer and making a lot of money versus being a veterinarian. And that's an amazing thing, because a decision that she arrived at, and then she went on to win an Academy Award. She's an extraordinary person. There's just, hands down, she's one of the top performers that's ever happened. You talk about strong female performance, which was what the subject of that whole evening was about. She's heads and tail. She's heads above anybody else. She's really high up there in the firmament of stardom, and she's done amazing and continues to do amazing things for animals. And I want to write extensively about her, because, well, I just love her so much. I admire her, and I wish I could be like her. It's just that my story was very different. And I think that there's a lot of reasons for that. I think that now it's my time, and I've been talking about how I went to Udaipur, India, to find to become enlightened, and that did happen. I found my voice while I was there, And so I'm now going to raise my voice. And as I explained on Friday night, that was the first time that I ever said in public that, because the subject was sexual assault awareness and prevention. And I was there to say, that I did admit that I had been a victim of this very thing. And that it was a case of very prolonged and very, very uncomfortable sexual assault that happened to me over a long period of time. And because I was extremely traumatized, I just allowed, this kind of abuse to continue on. And be that as it may, I found a way to heal myself and to continue to heal myself. And that's the good news. That's the great news here, because there is always a way forward. No matter what has happened to you, no matter what your circumstances, no matter, what extreme occurrences happen in your life. Like, I'm here to say that you can heal from it. And, right? Right, my boy? So Trevor wasn't there to help me when we were together on Friday night, but he just kind of helped me. He always gives me his strength. And so I surprised everybody by asking them to really consider what I was about to say, which was the phrase that really turned my whole life into a different direction. And I'm going to ask you to put it in the comments, put it in the comments, please. Like, when you hear this, just write down or, just express to yourself what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear this. I would have heard this about, 20 or so years ago. I'm not sure. It was more than that. It was about 23 years ago, I guess, 23. And this is the phrase here. Okay, are you ready? So make sure you got a pen and paper and just write down your first reaction to what I'm about to say. So I came across this phrase. I was walking. I must have read it somewhere. I have no idea. But it just came into my consciousness, and it said, think of your body as if it was a horse. Well, I can remember that just completely, it just had a huge effect on me. And because I had already a pre-existing passion and love for horses from the time that I was very young, I started to relate to my body differently, because it just really impacted me. It was like I had just received some shocking news that completely changed my entire life. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've been treating my body. I couldn't feel my body. I had no clue what my body was experiencing at the time. And at the time, I lived thousands of miles away from any horse. I lived in Goose Bay, Labrador. I was really far away. There were no horses. So just start thinking about my body as a horse. I started to really think about what it is that a horse needs, and I started to realize, wow, I'm not even eating properly, regularly. I'm not drinking properly. I'm not resting properly. I'm not eliminating properly. I need to change all of that. And I started to do those very, very things. So that was the first of 3 steps that I started to focus on. And, grooming myself, just exercising, being really, really determined to constantly keep this body, which was for me to think of it as a horse. And so that really, really helped me. And then I'll do more videos about the other 2 steps, okay? So that was the first step. But right now, Trevor and I are going to go and have some fun. Bye.